Hi, this is Rabbi Tzvi Mandel from Congregation Kabbalah Israel, community of Jewish friends. I'd like to relate a few stories of great Chassidishe tzaddikim, big rebbes, and we'll start with the story with the Holy Shatna, Hosiatna, Rabbi Yisrael Friedman. He lived in Tel Aviv, and as is known, when Rimla, Hitler, Machshemai's main general, his name should be erased forever and ever, already had announced to the world that within a week all the Jewish blood will be running down the Nile. The Nile. The Jews in Israel were broken and scared, and the religious Jews, a number of them gathered together, came by bus to the grave of the Arachaim HaKadosh on Har HaZeisim, one of the greatest luminaries in Judaism, lived 200 years ago, more than 200 years ago, over 300 years ago. And among them was the great Reb Shlomo Zavilla and the Shatna Rebbes, Chosim Yogan Lenim HaKosalami. They all came by bus and were davening to Hashem with Tillim, with much fervor and fire and joy and bitachon and emunah that Hashem's going to help. And in the middle, the Holy Shatna turned around to the Yidden and said, with a smile, go home, eat your bread, take care of your home, which is what we say in one of the prayers after Yom Kippur, because Hashem heard your prayers and everything's going to be okay. Everybody went home joyfully. Others say after the Shatna went home, he sent a group of 10 Chassidim with a special Sefer Torah that he had, a Torah scroll, and told them to remind Arachaim HaKadosh what he had promised him. Anyway, a week later, Rimla, thank God, died, and Baruch Hashem, nothing happened to the Jews in Israel. Reb Shlomo Zavilla, that Friday night, when he was with his Chassidim by the Tish, by the Chassidishe Tish that Rebbes do, he was very immersed in his saying Kiddush. He said it with special fire and joy, and it took him a long time to say the Kiddush. And after he finished Kiddush, he said, don't worry, nothing's going to be bad for the Jews. It's going to be bad for our enemies, and we're going to win, and he's going to lose, referring to Rimla. And he said, the way I know it is because my partner, which is Hashem, allowed me to daven with such fervor, and I have received an answer that everything will be okay. What do you mean by my partner? Because sages say, the Gemara says in Shabbos, that whoever says Kiddush Friday night becomes a partner in creating the world, because every Friday night we create the world anew. As we say, Yom HaShishi, 6th day, and 7th day Hashem rested. So, since he became a partner with Hashem, so one partner is not allowed to do something without permission from the other partner. And that's how he was able to save the Jewish people in Eretz Yisrael. I'll tell you another story. In Varsha, in Warsaw, Poland, there was this big Torah scholar and also rich man by the name of Rabbi Isaac Lipschitz, who had a son, Rabbi Moshe, who was a great genius and scholar and a very good boy. And all the shidduchim that they read him, the matchmaking that they tried to do for him, doesn't want this one, doesn't want that one, the best families and everything fine. Finally, he asked him, why is it that no one's got enough for you? I mean, we know you come from a very rich home and you're a wonderful boy and fine, but what's the story? So he said, I'll tell you why. There's an orphaned girl that lives in my city, doesn't have both parents. She's also short, also very not attractive. I think that would be my zivig. Okay, they looked into it, got married, and he had two daughters. One of them was the Chassidishe Rim, the first Ger Rebbe. The other one married the Kotzker Rebbe. And Chassidim used to say it came that he had such wonderful, wonderful special children that married to such great luminaries because he married this woman, Hashem Shemayim, for Hashem's sake, not for her beauty and not for her anything else. So Hashem gave him these two beautiful children. There's a story with the Rebbe Melech Lezhenska. There was a great student of his, a chassid of his, that was married for 15 years, didn't have any children. And he used to go to the Rebbe for Shabbos, he used to go for Yom Tov, for the holidays. This man was immersed in learning and in davening and in Avodas Hashem, very, very special young man. And whenever he went, his wife said, please ask the Rebbe for a blessing that we should have children. He said, yes, I will. And when he came there, he was just so immersed in the goings-on and the high spiritual level that he always forgot, and came home. He said, I'm sorry, I forgot. Finally, one time she said to him, please ask the Rebbe. It's already 15 years, we're getting older. He says, this time I'll remember. And that time he remembered. And the Rebbe said to him, you're married for 15 years. How's your shalom bayis? How's the peace between you and your wife going? So he said, really great. We don't even raise our voice to each other. It's only peaceful and with much love, and we're kind and nice to each other. Really. So the Heilige Rebbe Melech Lezhenska said to him, you know what? When you go home, I want you to pick a fight with your wife. Anything, just a little thing. And after that, you'll come back to me. Okay? So he didn't understand it, but the Rebbe says you have to do. And a little nothing, she came a little late, and he got angry at her, and he starts screaming, and she screams back. And she couldn't believe it. What's this? We have such a beautiful shalom bayis. What's the reason? He didn't say anything. Next Shabbos, he went to the Rebbe, and he went and he said, Rebbe, I did what you told me to do. So he said, and after that you made up, you made shalom bayis again. He said, yes, after that, and it was better than even before, even better than it was all these years. So he says, Mitzvah, next year you'll have a baby boy. And he explained to him as follows, because it's true you had great shalom bayis before, it was great between you and your wife, but there was nothing new, it wasn't exciting. Now, after having the fight, you renewed your love for each other. And in heaven, that gave you the allowance to have a child with this new renewal of the love between each other.